Alright, hey guys, it's me, Microfan 101, and welcome to the first video of 2023. Since it's a new year, I figured I'd try and do something new. Now, this isn't actually going to be like a gaming video, because I kind of sat down and thought about it, and I'm like, you know, ever since I started doing the gaming videos, I've never, like, made a video that hasn't been a gaming video ever since. What I thought would be kind of fun is if I do a tier list video. Now, I'm doing it based off of what I feel like I know the most, which is Fortnite seasons. Okay, don't judge me. I've played every single Fortnite season just about, so I figured that this would be good enough for me to rank and talk about. So we're starting out with OG Season 1. I didn't play OG Season 1, so I can't really say much about this. I never played it. I started in OG Season 2. Season X. Oh boy, okay. I could write a whole 5-paragraph essay about this season. Let's just address the elephant in the room real quick. The mechs. The mechs were easily the worst thing ever added in Fortnite history. I don't know who in the right mind at Epic Games thought they would be okay.
It's intended to level the playing field.
Shut up, bitch!
Like, if the mechs weren't in the game, period, this would have been a pretty solid season. You know, it was awesome that Dusty Depot was back in the factories. I thought it was cool that the meteor was in the sky. I don't know how to feel about the whole Rift Zone ideas where, like, Tail Row with the zombies, Greasy Grove with Taco Time or whatever it was. But the one I actually really did like was Tilted Town with the no building, and now obviously we have the zero build mode. But in this season, I actually ended up uninstalling the game about like a quarter of the way through the season. Fortnite Season X, like the season really wasn't bad if you think about it from like a no mech standpoint. I'm gonna give it a C tier. I think C tier is fair. This whole tier list is subject to change by the end of the video. So Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 1. I could write paragraphs about every single Fortnite season. I'm not even kidding. Now, a lot of people complain that this season was dreadfully long, and you know, I have to agree. But this season was so fun, man. Me and all of my friends were playing it and having a blast, you know, after that dumpster fire that Season 10 was. You know, fresh new map. There was entirely new graphics. We had fishing, we had swimming, we had boats, and, you know, we really didn't get much content either that season. We got the harpoon gun, Star Wars live event, which really wasn't that great, but the lightsabers were sick as hell. But it's obviously better than Season X. I'm gonna put Chapter 2 at Season 1 at a solid... I'm gonna put it at a solid A tier. I think A tier is fair for it. If it... It was really long and there wasn't that much content. I'm leaving it at A for now. I'm gonna go with my gut and leave it at A. Okay, I just realized some of these seasons are in order. Like, the whole Chapter 2 season is in order, so we're just gonna mix and match some of these real quick. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. This was a great season. If I'm gonna be honest, this season is kind of overrated. I said it. People swear by this season, and obviously this was the season we had during like prime lockdown during COVID. Like, it was fun, but it really wasn't that good as people say it was. Once again, like, there really was no updates. Now I'm looking back at it, at the start of Chapter 2, they really did like no content updates at all. Obviously we had like the 5-6 mythic POIs. The mythics were all broken as hell, but you know, it was a high risk, high reward thing. You landed at those spots, you get really good loot, you kill the boss, you kill everybody there, you leave with the mythic. Another thing about this season, I forgot about this, the Travis Scott event. The Travis Scott event was another huge thing. So I'm gonna put this Chapter 2 Season 2, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in A tier and this in B tier. I think that's fair. Chapter 1 Season 9. This season was so good. I'm sorry. It was during summer, the Fortnite World Cup. There was so much mobility. The combat shotgun, Neo tilted. We had hoverboards. We had shadow bombs. So there was the slipstreams. I think there was impulses. And obviously we had the Monster vs. Mech event this season. And also during this season was the Fortnite World Cup. This season was so much fun. I remember playing it a lot back in 2019. This is going straight into A tier. 100%. Chapter 2 Season 3. This was another solid season, but this season was really solid. You know, I really liked the whole flooded map idea. The whirlpools were sick. I think the charge shotgun is criminally underrated too. We got cars, and there was also an Aquaman collab that brought Coral Castle, the worst POI in Fortnite history. But overall though, I think this was a really solid season, but I don't think it's better than these two seasons right here, so it's going into B tier with Chapter 2 Season 1. Chapter 3 Season 1. Just before I even speak.
Low kick.
Let me explain why. So by the end of Chapter 2, everybody was so done with Fortnite. We were on the same map for over 2 years now. I think we were on the Chapter 2 map longer than the Chapter 1 map, and everybody was so burnt out. There was barely any map changes. The guns were all the same. And, you know, finally they announced that Chapter 2 was coming to an end. Great live event. I think the world shook that day when we found out The Rock was in Fortnite. I feel like we all really got together and became united. All new guns, a whole new map, a snow biome, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man gloves. We had Klombo, we had the storms, the tornadoes, we had the pizzas, the shield keg, the mythic MK7, which was extremely broken. There wasn't a single bad thing about this season. This season was simply amazing. And also over time, as the season went on, the snow melted and it revealed Tilted Towers. This season immediately belongs in S tier. No doubt about it. This season is like the closest to Prime Fortnite we had since like early Chapter 1 days, I'd say. Easy S tier, without a doubt. Chapter 2, Season 7. This season, in my opinion, was also closest Fortnite had ever been during this time. This was what? Summer 2021? At the time, this was the closest to Prime Fortnite we've had. Obviously, there weren't many map changes, and I think you guys basically know, for the most part, during Chapter 2, really the only major spot on the map that changed was the center, but the content for this season was amazing. It started with the UFOs. You know, you shot them down, you got to drive in them. They weren't super OP. We had Rick Sanchez, obviously. I grinded that season for that skin specifically. We had the recon scanner and the railgun. Those two things might be the best combo in Fortnite history. I'm not even gonna lie. There's a giant UFO above the map. There were consistent updates every week. Remember back in like the summertime, like in the summer event, they had the UFOs at the certain POIs, and if you got abducted, you played the little mini game. It was such a cool idea, man. Like there needs to be something like that in Fortnite right now, like a little mini game. This season, easy A tier, and it's going above Chapter 2, Season 2, 100%. I enjoyed this season way more than this season. Chapter 1, Season 8. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just okay. This season is like when you pour the milk before cereal. Like, it works, but it just doesn't seem right. The whole jungle POI, in my opinion, was really cool. The battle pass was okay, except the tier 100. The tier 100...
That shit is fucking trash, dog.
Other than that, I really can't remember much about this season. Now, no, let's go in C tier. Chapter 2, Season 4. Now, this is gonna be an interesting one. I barely played this season, but from what I heard, it was actually a fantastic season. Remember the Galactus live event? Dude, the Galactus live event was so good, man. Last time I remember playing that season was when they added the whole Stark Industries thing. I don't know how to rank this. I don't think I can rank this, considering I barely played it. Add a row above. Here we go. So, it's gonna go right there, because I barely played this season. I kind of hop back onto it every now and then. Chapter 4, Season 1. Now, we've had this for about a month now, and I feel like it was kind of a shock for all of us that they dropped Chapter 4, because when Chapter 4 dropped, Chapter 3, Season 1 just had its, like, 1-year anniversary. So it was kind of weird that we got a new map a year ago, and then a year later, we're on a whole new map. That event they had for the end of Chapter 3 was a complete waste of time. That event was dog shit. The cinematics were dope. That scene where the island was like all reforging together was so sick. Despite the event being absolutely nails on a chalkboard, this season is fire, man. I love this season so much. The map is so beautiful. The graphics. Like, you know how like all the girls comment on their girlfriend's posts?
Stunning, gorgeous, beautiful.
That is how I would describe Chapter 4. It is silky, buttery smooth, and you know, all new guns, the scars back, and honestly, I kind of really like that there's no OG POIs on this map. Am I really gonna go out on a, am I really gonna put this in S tier? I think it's still too early, so I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. Chapter 1, Season 5. This was a great season. This season really did live up to the hype. You know, we got Paradise Palms, one of the greatest POIs in Fortnite history. Dare I say it even is better than Tilted Towers. Westworld also, we had the Gus track, which is what I called it because it spells out Gus if you look at it from the side. We had Kevin the Cube here. We also got Lazy Links, which is I think probably my second favorite POI in Fortnite history. I'm gonna put it in A tier. It was a really fun season at the time. Chapter 3, Season 2. This was one of the biggest seasons in Fortnite history because obviously they introduced no build or zero build to the game. Like, zero build was great and all, but the actual gameplay itself was kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie. We had tanks, which were stupid OP, and of course, you couldn't build for the first week, so everybody was just sitting in tanks and shitting on people. Then they added the armored battle bus, which was even more broken. I think in this season they added the first person AUG, and that gun can go suck donkey balls. Season had the drum shotty. The drum shotty also should have never returned. Ooh, I'm thinking, okay, I think we're gonna change it up. I think that's better. Yeah. Chapter 1, Season 4. Once more, do I even have to explain? We have our first S+, ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's self-explanatory. The hype on that day, man. I remember I was in 6th grade when that season came out. Avoided looking at any form of social media that day just to not be spoiled. I remember I got up early to make sure my game was updated, and I played it a little bit in the morning and checked out the battle pass before I went to school. Dusty Divot was a massive W. They turned such a not so good POI into a great POI, but they also brought back double pump this season. They had the hop rocks. They added risky reels, which is my #1. We had our first ever Fortnite live event, a insanely good battle pass. I still regret to this day not getting the Omega lights at level 80. Like, we could be Thanos. That was something we'd never seen in any video game before. I mean, it just speaks for itself, man. This season was so good. Easy S+, without a doubt. I didn't play this season enough. I did play it, but I vividly remember it. That was the season where I started playing Fortnite. Chapter 3, Season 3. Boring! Actually, let me do something. I'm gonna add a D tier, and this season's going straight into it. This season was so boring, and, like, nothing happened this season. I hated staring at this girl's face every time I booted up the game. But other than that, this season sucked. Period. End of story. Chapter 2, Season 5. I'm gonna go full lawyer mode for this, full Saul Goodman, because this season deserves to be stood up for in a court of law. This season was absolutely amazing. You what? Good. I loved the sand tunneling. Colossal Coliseum was so dope. Salty towers. Half salty, half tilted. Such a good idea. The Mandalorian and then his exotic sniper. But man, this season is an absolute gem in my opinion. This is going into A tier. Original Season 6 was right after Season 5, so we had the floating lake with Kevin the Cube. We also had a live event this season where Kevin blew up and then the whole island blew up. But other than that, there's really nothing memorable about this season. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. Chapter 3, Season 4. Now, I played this season like day 1 and then didn't touch it again for like a month and a half or so. But at the beginning, it was pretty boring. I thought it was cool that the Loot Lake house came back. When I came back to the game after like a month and a half of not playing it, with everything new, I actually kind of did enjoy it. I thought the goo gun was super fun. I really liked that burst gun, like with the burst and the shotgun, how you could upgrade them to different rarities if you did damage, kind of like the Evo shields in Apex. Other than that, there's nothing really special about the season once again. So I think I'm gonna put this, we're making some changes again. I think that's solid. Chapter 2, Season 8. Great live event. This was the last season of Chapter 2 also. This live event was fantastic. I thought the whole idea of having multiple Kevins was a little overkill. Battle Pass was just okay. Other than that, I didn't really play this season that much either. I played it a little bit towards like the end after we knew that like this was the last season of Chapter 2. But other than that, it's going in D tier. Chapter 2, Season 6. This season was dog shit, but somehow it was so fun. Genuinely don't know how I found enjoyment in this season. I don't know what it was about this season, man. The bows were really neat. This season also had the crafting system. It annoys me that I can't even figure out what it was that actually made me enjoy this season. I actually can't. I don't know, man, but I think C tier. Oh, here we go. The best 2 for last. I could make an hour and a half long video talking about these 2 seasons. Chapter 1, Season 3. This was the season where I fell in love with Fortnite. We had John Wick, we had Rust Lord, Take the L, the whole astronaut theme, where the meteor was up in the sky and everybody was waiting for the day where it was supposed to strike down Tilted Tower. Everybody thought the controller vibrating was Morse code. We had everything, and it all ran like clockwork. So good. I have so many great memories. I'm obviously S+. yeah, I have to put it in S+. Saw John Wick back then, you were shitting your pants. You knew he was a god, and as soon as you shot at him, he was gonna build 5-star hotel with free Wi-Fi and an indoor pool that connects to an outdoor. Chapter 1, Season 7. I'm just listening. In my head, I just hear that Christmas soundtrack in the battle pass. We had planes. I think we got hoverboards. We got the camos for the guns. Immaculate vibes, right in time for winter. These 3 seasons right here, obviously this is going in S+. These 3 seasons right here are the best Fortnite seasons of all time. Out of these 3, I can't even pick which one's the best. All of them have something unique about them that makes them so good. But yeah, that's my Fortnite season tier list. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys wanted to see more tier lists or like other non-gaming videos like this, let me know because, you know, I think they'd be nice every now and then. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week, alright?